This is a pear. This is a pear garden. And these are the children of the pear garden. If this is confusing, stick around for a juicy bite of Peking opera history. The story begins in the 8th century with this guy, the 7th emperor of the Tang dynasty. He's known by many names: Li Longji, Xuanzong, Ming Huang. Call him what you want, but visionary seems to suit him best. Xuanzong did a lot of things, good things. He boosted trade along the Silk Road, invested in industry, built infrastructure, promoted meritocracy. You get it. He was a competent ruler. He's credited for launching the golden age of China, and early on in his 40-plus years of rule, the country enjoyed great prosperity. Although with time things gradually went downhill, especially after the emperor found himself at 60 years old consumed by passionate love for a concubine half his age, which led him to neglect his duties and fracture the country. But that's a story for another day. Xuanzong was a lover of the arts and an all-out champion of creative expression. So much so that under his watch, construction began on the 71-meter Leshan giant Buddha, the tallest stone statue of its kind in the world ever, even when he had reservations about Buddhism. So yeah, pretty much unconditional support for artists. So with imperial backing and the stability brought by Xuanzong's policies, it's easy to understand why the Tang dynasty is known as the Age of 1000 Amusements. The cultural scene was buzzing: painting, calligraphy, jewelry making, pottery, woodblock printing. There was no shortage of fun things to do. But it was music that really moved the ruler. He himself played a few instruments, including the pipa, a sort of Chinese guitar, and dizi, the Chinese flute, and is said to have had sensitive ears able to discern the slightest off-key notes. Entertainers were no strangers to performing in the court at the time, but what Xuanzong did was that he started taking talents under his wing, training them in a pear garden, or Liyuan, on the imperial grounds in the capital Chang'an, or modern-day Xi'an. Initially, the focus was on whipping into shape instrument players, but dancing and singing were later included, turning an orchard with 100 pear trees into a conservatory for the performing arts in 714, the world's first. Up to 300 students, men and women, attended the school annually under the watchful eye of the emperor, who not only instructed them, but also joined the performances. The Pear Garden wasn't just an academic institution. It was also a space for outdoor performances attended by the art aficionados and a gathering place where literati like He Jujian and Li Bai would let their minds wander and pens run free. In one location, song, dance, and drama came together. The pillars of Xiqu, or traditional Chinese theater, which would come into its own in later dynasties. For that, the Pear Garden is seen as having planted the seeds of Chinese opera, all 368 variations of it, including, of course, Peking opera. And operatic performers have come to be known as Liyuan Dizi, or Children of the Pear Garden. It's a label that has stuck to this day. One thing that interested me was the choice of a pear garden as the campus for the musical theater school. The palace grounds had a rich variety of fruit trees: jujube, cherry, mulberry, peach. So why pears? It's not really clear, but one reference that I came across quoted Sun Xingyan, a scholar from the Qing dynasty, who wrote that Emperor Xuanzong allegedly doted on the son of a certain Geng Linggong, giving him his last name, Li, and entrusting him with teaching music. The protege was a fan of pears, so maybe he wanted to instruct future musicians under the shades of his favorite tree? Whether it's a true story or perfectly fictional, next time you bite into the autumn fruit, remember Emperor Xuanzong, the godfather of Xiqu.